Mr. Chairman, I really appreciate that you called this hearing so quickly, because there is no question that this important agency, not having a head that has a strategy and a plan and an ability to manage 50,000 people across the country and the world is not the way it should be. And so I appreciate that we are acting quickly. And Mr. Pistole, you and I have met, and I too have read your FBI report, and I would concur with my chairman. I'm going to tell you a funny story later. But I think that, honestly, I believe the president has made the right decision this time. I'm not going to read an opening statement, but just a couple of points. As you know, and we talked about this, I am very concerned about this obvious pressure to allow collective bargaining by TSA employees. I am adamantly against that. I will ask you that question, as I told you I would, because law enforcement and security personnel are just in a different category, and that is recognized from local government all the way to the FBI and others. You can't have 8-hour days. You have to be able to respond to emergencies, and you have to be willing and want to do that. To take this job, a TSA inspector, you have to want to keep America safe, and you have to be willing to go the extra mile and not be a 9-to-5 type of employee. There are other jobs for you if that is what you want to do. So I will be asking you about that, and as we go forward, if you are confirmed, we're going to ask you down the road what the status of that is, because you'll have to make that decision, and I hope that with your background it is the right one. And the other point that I would just make is that you, having served in the FBI, or serving in an agency that has, 102 years of history, but you're going in to be the top of an agency that has been in business for 9 years. And there have been a few stumbling blocks, and there were, we were here when we were writing the bill that created the TSA, and we looked carefully at all the different ways to organize it, and we gave it to Homeland Security, and we made it a separate agency there, and we wanted to make sure that we do all of the right things for this important position. And so there have been kinks, but largely it's worked, and I hope that you will be the one that sets the standards for the future for the way the agency operates. And it has to be efficient, and it has to also not encroach on the traveling public to too great a degree, and there's just a fine balance there. I want to say that in my experience in the airports, for instance, the employees at TSA do a great job, and they're friendly and they're nice, and they understand the frustrations of the passenger that has to be the one who is screened, and I certainly have had that experience myself, and it's not fun, but they've been very, very nice and polite and understanding. So I think that it is a good agency in the main, but we also have other besides air issues. We have ports, and we'll want input on port security because as I mentioned to you, in my home state of Texas, we have the second largest chemical complex in the world right next to a port. And so we need to make sure that we're doing everything to secure our ports, our trains, all of the buses, all of the traveling modes that our people use and that are used in commerce. So it's a big job. I think you're up to it. And I have seen nothing that would give me pause, and the people who really know you and have worked with you, which I haven't, also give you the thumbs up. So I'm looking forward to a working relationship with a no-nonsense law enforcement background person like yourself that will get on the job and not take no for an answer. Thank you very much.
Meant to give a very, very short comment, and Senator Begich to make a very